Katzenjammer.
Thank you for watching Music News.
Click here to subscribe.
Thank you.
Katzenjammer, it's a pleasure to see you again. Yeah, last night was a great gig.
Thank you.
Pleasure to be there. For our viewers, could you just go through one by one and introduce yourselves, please?
Yes, looking into the camera.
Well, as you wish.
I'm Marianne.
I'm Anna-Marit.
I'm Sol.
I'm Turi.
Hey, thanks a lot. So I was just waiting for the fifth member there. Last night was a great gig. As usual, had loads of instruments all changing hands and stuff. What is, if you had to choose an instrument, each of you, that is your favourite, what would you say? Just one each?
Okay, it takes turns.
Yeah.
And right now it's the electric bass, I think.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I have to say, because it's a new instrument, dobro.
Uh-huh.
Guitar and drums, I can't make up my mind.
Good. That's good enough.
Normally it's the bass balalaika, but he's not kind these days, so now it's the drums.
Uh-huh. Very good.
Right now.
So album-wise, we've had Le Pop, A Kiss Before You Go, and now Rockland out on March 2nd. Is the Katzenjammer sound getting rockier?
The rock in Rockland is not as rocky as you might think. It's more the term rock as in rocks.
Good
And
stuff.
the Rockland Institution from Allen Ginsberg's poem How. But I think the sound is more developed and more mature maybe. And you can hear that we've been playing together for now 10 years.
Yeah. Good while. I mean, Lady Grey's a lovely upbeat folk-laden gem of a first single. I mean, last night you said that it was a tribute to sort of an Alzheimer's patient when you were a nurse.
Yeah.
Yeah, let us know a little bit more about that.
Well, it was before I became a nurse actually, and one of the things that wanted me to become a nurse was this woman. So she, I think she was around 70 years old, and when I met her, she didn't have any language. She was basically just lying like this. So we never knew how she felt, or what she liked, or who she was. So I started to make up my own stories about her because her family wasn't really present either. She didn't have too much family. So I started to make up my own stories about her, which I hope were true. But the one thing I knew about her was that she loved music a lot. So when I put on this old Norwegian folk singer, Alf Prøysen, her feet would go like this in beat to the music, and she smiled. So to me that was a big inspiration how to use music to reach people that are not able to communicate.
Yeah, music therapy is a massive thing.
Yeah, it's a big thing.
I mean, Older Spain kicks off with a great sort of guitar riff. Could have come off Steve Earle's Copperhead Road album years ago. What's it all about, that song?
The theme is more like it's actually from like an old story from the States, from this slave that was owned by Old Spain, and he was cruel. He didn't pay him anything, and he just whipped him with a whip. So it's more like that he wants to burn it all and just leave the whole shebang behind. So the theme and the music is old. That was on purpose, of course.
Yeah.
To get the old vibe to it.
Superb. Where did the inspiration for Rockland as a whole come from then?
As in general,
The
whole
album
record.
itself, the inspiration behind it as well.
Oh, well, that differs from each and every girl, but for me it has been the whole journey. The 10 years of being in Katzenjammer, being on the road, being in this bubble world that we try to describe in Rockland, with lyrics in Rockland, and just to take in all these impressions and channel it out in a song, basically. So for me it's a diary. It's the only way to reach out to the people and try to show them a little window into our little bubble world, and to because it's really hard to describe how it is to be in Katzenjammer and to be in a band together, traveling together all the time. It's hard for other people to see how that is, and I think the best way to show that is through music. So Rockland is for me a diary to the people.
What about everyone else's inspiration? What's the inspiration for you on the album?
Kid,
did. No, you know, the other ones were traveling that year. We were writing songs.
Yeah.
I had a kid, and I was moving to a little farm in Norway, outside 3 hours from Oslo. So my inspiration was more like from Norway, actually. But of course, everything we have experienced, as Sola says, on the road, and everything you see and smell and feel inspires you to, and comes in the music, I think, for everyone. Like, even though you don't know everything that can inspire you, it will just canalize out in, yeah.
Yeah.
But I haven't been writing so much before either, so it was a new experience for me, and I needed a kick in my ass to do it, and I'm happy I got it. So, and in my song it's also some Norwegian lyrics, and that's that's probably because it was all in Norway, and I have been listening to a lot of Norwegian music before in my youth, and
Yeah, I mean the songwriting in terms of like everyone sort of gave in much more than on the other two albums. On this album, why was that? Why did you decide everyone's got to have almost equal input?
We didn't really decide. I think it's just a natural development from playing together for 10 years, creating our sound, and now there's some kind of styles we like more, and that's probably also how it indicates how we should write. And when we took this year off, it was really important to each and every one of us to be 100% me, and not just a quarter of a band. So when we wrote, we didn't write together, and that's also, I think, how you can hear that it's more characterized.
Yeah.
You can really hear all the four girls as individuals as well as a group, and I think that was really necessary, and not to be just part of Katzenjammer, but being yourself and getting back into the band. Bringing your influences and inspiration into it.
I mean, you had about, said 83 songs before you whittled them down to 11. Was there a lot of fights?
No, actually, it was kind of easy. We expected it to be worse than it was. Because we came together with 83 songs, and I think that everyone was a little bit nervous in the beginning to show their songs, because they're our babies, and we're just showing it to them, and then it's kind of, they're up for like criticism, and that's scary, of course. But when we started to pick out favorites out of the 83, we had like 7 or 8 common favorites, and that's almost the whole album.
Yeah.
And then we have the producer, of course, that helped us to pick out the rest, and so it was fairly easy.
But of course, it was some discussions also, and it would be strange if it wasn't, because we're strong women with strong opinions. So, but that's just good for the music, I think, to a little, what do you say? Friction, yeah.
What's the best song that never made it onto the album then?
Never made it
It's actually impossible.
That's my song. No.
it's my song, actually.
I think when you
Now
write
we
83 songs, like we're 4 songwriters now, and say divided into 4, there's a lot of good songs, and there's a lot of songs that can be better. So from 83 songs, there are, I think, a lot that we thought, this is not Katzenjammer right now, but maybe later. It's all good, and it's all there still.
Yeah, and a few B-sides to throw out when
sure.
next singles.
We recorded 17.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
there will be a few songs that might be as bonus tracks and treats for the fans. But I think for the next album maybe we could write another 80 songs, and it's important to just keep it fresh. And
Yeah, I mean a lot of bands after 10 years thinking about doing a compilation album.
yeah.
Yeah?
Sure.
Is that when's that gonna happen?
Well, we never discussed.
No, it's. I don't think we're gonna do that now, at least. But of course, if we have like 5 or 6 albums, maybe we'll do that.
Yeah.
And with today's industry as well, I think compilation albums will pretty much die out, as there's a lot of downloading and streaming.
Yeah.
The compilation is, at least how I understand, it's sort of off the table. So
Defunct in a way, but
had really
you know,
thought
it just
about
highlights the,
Yeah.
the best of it, if you like, you know,
Yeah.
so people
All
can
our
just go
songs
to
are
it.
It's not
highlights.
up to
Exactly,
us.
no,
I
no.
guess this is not up to us. It's up to the record company at some point. You know,
Yeah,
we just
yeah.
play now and we do what we do now.
in 15 years, when we're just old and ugly and can't be on stage anymore, so look how great they were.
Yeah, but you said about Katzenjammer being sort of your own world and that. What, you know, what's individually, what's your best thing about being in Katzenjammer?
The best thing for me is that there are no limitations when it comes to ideas. The musical world is limitless, and it's really, really easy to get ideas then, because you never reject anything. And I think that's why the songs and the sound has developed much from the first album to this album.
Yeah.
Because, so next album maybe we'll be a hip hop band. You never know. I doubt it, but
You'll
I
never
hope
know.
it.
You'll never
Why
know.
not?
But for
Acoustic.
me, it's definitely the fact that you can be able to play all these different instruments. You never get bored, and you're always sitting on a concert, and you have to be sharp all the time. You can't just relax and think. Well, you can, but not when you have all these instruments. You really can't think of what next series you're gonna watch on HBO, because you have to be sharp all the time, and you go in there and the logistics are crazy, and you're looking forward, and it keeps the energy up because
Yeah.
you're really looking forward to the next song. And then another side of that is that if you have a shitty day, you're not the lead singer, because sometimes you can just hide behind the drums and nobody sees you. It's great, and somebody else is taking over the lead part. You don't have to be there up front all the time.
Yeah.
On a good day, that's fine. On a bad day, it's so nice not to do that. So it's a really good split in the band.
Yeah, no, definitely. Anyone else? What's the best thing?
Well, the best thing is that, yeah, okay, I know, I'm thinking it's of course all the musical stuff, but also by playing in Katzenjammer, I think has been so great to learn. You learn a lot about yourself when you are playing in a band, being with other people that close so much. You learn so much about yourself, and I think you would. I have learned stuff I wouldn't learn if I hadn't do that.
Yeah.
Hadn't do that. Done that. Sorry, I did it.
Did it?
Yeah. So I'm very thankful for has been able to get to know myself so much better than I would without.
That's
Great
deep,
stuff.
Studio. That's deep. How
So
should I follow
fucking deep.
that? To me, I think it was because I was by myself before I entered the band, and when they asked me, I was like, to play in a band. That sounds like a lot of fun, and it is. It's so awesome to be able to create something like Sula says on so many different instruments that I'm able to influence a song with a bass or with a piano or a guitar, and not being just a singer or just a drummer. So you're actually able to create a unique sound in so many ways, being in this band, and that's so much fun.
Yeah, no, I mean, you always look really good on stage as well. Who would you say is the sexiest one out of the four of you on stage?
It depends on how you see it, though.
The balalaika bass, maybe.
Yeah, he's the sexiest one.
He's a sexy motherfucker.
Good. But your voice, Anne, was sounding better than ever, and it's real deep blues last night. I could
thank
hear
you.
it sort of
That's so
coming
nice to
out,
hear.
which was much more powerful than the last time, I think.
Thank you.
Certainly that I remember. Yeah, what have you been doing? Anything sort of? Well, all
I
your
gave
voices,
birth.
especially.
No, I think, like we said before, this time we have even more songs that show ourselves more, and it's not singing other people's songs, or it's. Personally, I feel more at home now because there are more songs to be playing around with vocally. But again, it's 10 years of playing live, 10 years of touring, and getting more confident and giving an F on stage, just basically doing whatever feels right. So that's at least how I feel. It's more me.
And family life, all going well? Sleepless nights?
No, it's good. I have a nice baby. He lets me sleep. He's a dream baby. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, sorry, on My Own Tune.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you say on your lyrical break there? when
Translate.
you're not
Till å tro
speaking?
kommer ingen av No, it's I just kind of sum up what the song is about actually. It's about if you want something done, like making a song, you can't sit and klage. I'm so sorry, my words are not very
No.
easy today. You can't just sit, complain, and wait for something to fall down in your lap. And because sometimes you do that if you start going on the negative side in your head, and you're just saying negative stuff to yourself about, oh, I can't do that, I can't make a song, or I can't, anything you want to do or have to do, but you just fooling yourself that you can't do it with your brain. And it's about turning that and just act, not think so much, just act, and the world is not just around you, it's just
Yeah, no, great stuff. Listen, thanks a lot for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure. If you had to choose one song, each of you, from the new album that is your favourite, what would you say?
my own tune.
It changes. I think one of the first songs that really hit me in my stomach when we were showing each other was Rockland, and the title melody, because it's different than what we've done before, and I think it just has a sincerity that I really love.
Yeah.
Except my own tune though. No, I'm just kidding. My Dear, I like very much. It's Solveig's song, and I'm singing it, and yeah, it's a reason for it, I guess. It hit me.
Superb.
I really like the single. I've always loved
Yeah,
that
no,
song.
I love this
and
song.
We've known that song for 14 years or
Yeah.
something now. It's an old song,
cool.
and we tried to play it in Casanova, like,
5-6 years for the last album, I think.
and it wasn't right at that time, but right now it was perfect. So I'm I'm really, really glad that it's on the record.
It's really nice.
I think it depends in which way, because the most fun to play, except from the songs that I do myself and do the lead singing, I really love to play Driving After You, because I just love the drum part. So I really love to play that song. If I put on the record, I tend to listen to Rockland and My Own Tune. And the coolest song to play on stage, except from the drumming part, is one of my own, basically. Yeah, and it's Oh My God, because I think it's different.
Fantastic. Now you're here in London. You've got a few hours. What do you like doing when you're in London?
Eat
Eat chocolate cake. There's this chocolate cake that we ate 3 days ago. We've been talking about it now for 2 days. Don't remember the name of the restaurant. It was an Italian place.
Restaurant.
Yeah, and it had chocolate fudge just running out of it, like brown goo. Oh, it's so awesome. So that's what we really love. Yeah.
Great stuff. I might join you. Thanks a lot. It's a pleasure. Thanks. Thanks. When are you next in the UK?
In May.
In the middle of May or the beginning of
Little
May,
May,
just check out our website, casanova.com. We'll post
It's from 8 to 11 on
update the dates continuously.
Mates.
The Scala. Scala.
Scala.
Thank
great,
you.
Great
It's
venue.
the end of the interview.
Thanks a lot. A pleasure. Ciao, ciao.
It was all good until there.
No, superb.
You mentioned chocolate and it would
You fucked it up with chocolate.